Greetings everyone, this is SteamTeamRedubUK, CC Trainor-Ling, here to bring you another episode review from Season 5 of The Loud House. Today's episode is titled, Saved by the Spell. First we'll discuss the plot, and then my thoughts and critiques with my final score. So, let's get right into it. The episode begins with Lincoln practicing some magic tricks in preparation for the upcoming talent show at school. While he declines to be part of his friend's dance troupe for the talent show, his friends don't like the idea of Lincoln performing magic tricks at the show because they feel that's too immature for middle school. Worrying about his reputation getting ruined, they try to persuade him to join their dance act, but it doesn't seem to work. Finally, Stella impersonates a kid named Yodel Boy and explains how his friends tried to warn him about doing something uncool for the talent show. So Lincoln agrees to be in the dance act and promises not to perform his magic tricks. On the night of the talent show, Lincoln accidentally discovers Stella's Yodel Boy outfit, and his friends explain they didn't want Lincoln to embarrass himself. Feeling betrayed, Lincoln walks off while everyone else goes on to perform their dance. However, they stop performing and publicly admit their actions made their friend abandon his chance to showcase his own talent. But then, Lincoln the Magnificent appears and begins his magic act with his friends as his assistants. Everyone cheers for Lincoln, proving magic isn't so childish after all. In spite of everything, Lincoln and his friends reconcile in the end. Well, that concludes the plot of the episode, so now we come to my thoughts and critiques. I don't know if anyone else first picked up on this, but this episode reminded me so much of that one episode from As Told by Ginger, where Ginger and Dodie don't want Macy to perform her Little Seal Girl song at their talent show because they feel that's just for little kids, not teenagers in middle school. The way the plot is worked out in that episode and this Loud House episode are not exactly the same, but what makes them similar is how you have some friends who are only looking out for another friend's reputation, but doing so makes these particular friends look like the bad guys. I mean, I can understand where Lincoln's friends are coming from. They're not in elementary school anymore, they're getting older, and believe it's time to stop doing certain childish things out in public in an effort to look cool and not be made fun of by their peers. I would reference the episode Deal Me Out at this point, but the central message to that episode is not quite the same as the message for this one. You can't so much blame Clyde and everyone else for doing what they did, but if you think about their reasoning for why they went out of their way to stop Lincoln from performing magic at the talent show, was it his reputation they were worried about, or was it their individual reputations? They said it was for his benefit, but maybe they didn't want to be made fun of for being friends with someone who dabbled in magic. Lincoln begins to realize maybe middle school does change people, but he never thought his friends would try to pull such a sleazy stunt on him. Let's think about it. Lincoln and his friends had to come to grips in the episode Schooled that things were going to be different when they reached middle school. And the episode Friends in Dry Places has Lynn saying things do indeed change when you get to middle school, but Lincoln finds out Clyde, Liam, Rusty, Zach, and Stella weren't going to stop being his friends once they got there. At the talent show, it really sounded like Lincoln was ready to give up on his friends altogether, and I wouldn't have blamed him. If they were really his friends, they would have been proud of what he could do and stand by him no matter what. Even if some of his magic tricks needed a lot more work before doing them in public, and let's be honest, some of them really needed to be worked on, the fact Lincoln was still willing to go out and perform his magic act, even if it meant ruining his middle school reputation, is pretty commendable. In the end, the students don't think magic is as uncool as Lincoln's friends thought, and it's actually a step up from their feelings in the episode Antiqued Off, where they thought it was boring, except Clyde, who thought it was absolutely terrifying. Lincoln's tricks may defy a lot of logic in how they're performed, but if it's anything like Meryl getting hypnotized by Zach even though she's not looking directly into the watch, some things are just not worth questioning. Just enjoy and don't think too much on it. Overall, this episode is really not that bad, but it's also not that great either. Lincoln's friends had good intentions and maybe they were acting in good faith, but their behavior and attempts to stop their friend from doing something he was really passionate about showed who the real uncool ones were and how little they respected Lincoln's talents. Would Lincoln have gone through with his magic act even if he hadn't discovered the Yodel Boy props? It's not clear, but it was a good thing he found them because doing so proved to him where he and his friends stood on middle school reputation and their overall friendship and support they have for one another. In the end, Lincoln does admit that even though his friend's methods were questionable, he still appreciated celebrated them for looking out for him. If you think about it, that actually makes him the most mature out of the group. It's all part of growing up, and Lincoln's friends certainly grew a little more here. With that said, I give Saved by the Spell a 7.7 out of 10. Well, folks, that concludes my review of Saved by the Spell. Indeed, Lincoln's friends thought they were saving him from public humiliation, but they were under the typical spell of middle schoolers don't do childish things. And it took their white-haired friend to make them see the error of their ways and win the talent show. Wait, did they win, or did that kid with the stilts win? Doesn't matter. So what did you guys think of it? Love it? Hate it? Something you would add? Change? Keep it as it is? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to this channel for the latest Loud House content. That's going to do it for me. I'll catch you guys for the next video, but until then, this is SteamTeamRedubUK, CC Trainor-Ling, signing off. Peace out, home slices.